thought I'd speak about a phrase that I was mulling over this morning called falling inwards. We as if we, on a certain very deep level, spend our entire existence trying to stop ourselves falling inwards. So we live in the doing world. We live in the distracted world. We live in the make-believe world. The world of form. And, you know, maybe we're successful at it. Maybe we're not. Maybe it gets us riches and fame. Maybe it doesn't. But for many souls, on the journey through life, you know, the distraction, or the entertainment, or the fulfillment, or the reward, or just the whole leela of, you know, of life becomes dissatisfying, or just not enough for the soul that's really hungry for something else. And so then this descent may begin to happen, this falling inwards, the descent into something deeper. And we may even think that on the spiritual path it's ascent, you know, that we're, I don't know, transcending or reaching for the light, which all suggest as if something outside ourselves, something up there somewhere. Maybe we've been convinced by the idea of God in the heavens somewhere. Here we are reaching for it. But essentially and really, the path is one of falling inwards. You know, and what does that mean? Well, and really I can only speak from my experience. Falling inwards is in effect, well, many different things, but really it's falling into the blood and guts, the darkness, the roots, the shadows, the depth of our innermost unknown. We're falling into our humanity. We're falling into the human experience. And this takes us on a very, very, very deep journey. For even when we conjure up or speak in any way about falling anywhere, you know, our deepest hope is that we're going to land somewhere. But, you know, as Chogyam Trungpa said about, you know, falling, we're falling through the air, and we're so frightened of not being caught, not being held, that we sort of reach out and hold on. As he said, there's no parachute, but don't worry, there's no land. Which is it's just a genius of a saying, because this is the truth. Falling inwards is not falling in so that we find a very comfortable, a very safe landing place. Falling inwards is the art of falling into an ever deepening unknown universe. Did we but know, we would realize that the universe is not just out there somewhere. The universe is in here. They're the same. If you look into any, real deep biology or science, or, the magnifying, not magnifying, what are they called? Things that look inwards deeply. You'd see, we'd see that it just goes on and on and on and on and on into the nothingness. We're comprised of a lot of nothingness, a lot of energy that moves, but a lot of space in between the things that are moving. That's the realm of possibility, I guess. The same as when we look outside into the starry night, into the galaxy. We don't just see one great blob of stars, although it might, or galaxies, it might look like that, but there's actually vast swathes of apparent emptiness. And so it is with us. So where are we going to land? On what? On the spiritual journey, the mind lands on certainty. Yeah, that's the way the mind is operating in the habitual world. It's operating on certainty, the certainty principle. I'm certain about that, and I'm certain about that. I'm certain that the table is here. I'm certain that Kavi is here, and I'm certain that I'm speaking into a camera, and I'm certain that I'm surrounded by walls and a house and ground and the world and Santa Fe and nature and America and the world and the universe is here somewhere. And I'm absolutely certain of that because I'm convinced of it. It is my experience. A certainty principle, but as we go on the inner journey, falling inwards, that certainty becomes rocked because the certainty doesn't have a place there. As soon as you go down to a deeper place, you have to leave the mind's certainty behind because it can't go there. Of course, you can stay stuck. Well, I'm staying, in a kind of rigid sort of way that the mind, says, no, I'm going to go there as well. But it won't. Because at a certain point, mystery takes over. At a certain point, the unknown takes over. On a certain point, it's mystical, mysterious, the unknown within us. But in order to know that, we have to experience that. In order to experience that, we have to give ourselves to falling inwards. Falling inwards primarily at first means we're going to encounter everything as we fall inwards. And that means the darkness, the shadows, the fears, the worries, the anxieties, the past, the hurts, the angers, the pain, the grievances, the wounds. Everything that we're bundled up to have experienced in this life, we start to meet. All of the shadows come out, all of the pains, all of the fears. And many get kind of stuck there. Many get stuck at that place. And it may take a long time to kind of find our way, navigate through that space, that empty space filled with Maras. Ultimately, this is Buddha sitting with the Maras. That's why, in this channel, at least I encourage and I speak about just sitting. I'm going to do another video about meditation, contemplation, and just sitting. No strategy, no technique. They're all good. But at a certain point, we need to just sit and be aware of falling inwards. And see what happens when our attention maybe lands on a certain place. What arises? What arises Something from the past, something in the present, something in the future that we don't even know has happened or happening yet. The imagination casts around everywhere. And the mind struggles. So, to bring attention on that falling inwards, it's the deepest of intimacy with experience, because it can only really happen when there's a certain sort of surrender, a certain sort of willingness to fall inwards. What is there? What is here now? And the falling inwards into being. Is it stuff around the heart? Is it stuff around the gut? Is it stuff around the solar plexus, the sacral center? Is it the emotions? Is it the dampening of the life force? What is it? You don't have to name it. You just have to be intimate with it in a kind of benevolently detached, compassionate way of love. Becoming intimate. Leave the mind alone. It's not about the mind. We're falling inwards. So you fall inwards, and this is like an ongoing relationship of falling inwards. And the falling inwards takes us deeper and deeper and deeper. And my oh my, do we go deeply, deeply within. My own experience has taken me so deeply within that I'm used to it. I'm used to the falling. I'm used to the living from the presence of the unknown. To be rooted in now. To be rooted in the presence that's comfortable, even in the discomfort of not knowing. So you have to get familiar with presence. You have to get comfortable with not doing anything about anything to do with your experience. The fixer has to be dropped. There's no place for the fixer in this journey, in this deepening. But by and by, we get to all sorts of inner worlds, inner chambers. Yes, there's the void within us. It opens out into the vastness of the inner universe. Outer universe and inner universe become one thing. There's this incredible meeting place. We think the meeting place, or it's all about kind of mind merging with God. And yes, these things are true in a way, but there's also the universe within and the universe without are the same universe. And that creates this lightness of being. But that lightness of being doesn't feel mind. It feels whole. It feels holistic. It feels harmonious. It's a full body, full being experience of innate inner knowing from the depth, in which everything is one thing. Undefined silence, pulsating potentiality at the root, at the heart, the essence. That's what this is. And all from realizing that falling inwards, although we encounter difficulty maybe at first, and maybe for a long time, but the difficulty we encounter is not another problem. It's an invitation to stay with it, to go deeper, to allow and give permission for everything that comes up as we fall inwards to be okay. to be okay. It's okay, and I fall, not get fixated and get stuck on a ledge, holding on to anything. Hold on to nothing. Hold on to nothing. There's a certain sort of, invitation, however weird or dangerous it sounds to the mind, but a certain invitation to let go of everything we know, everything we thought to be true about ourselves or about the world. Because mostly they're just going to be inherited beliefs or imagined ideas about the way we are or about the way the world is. And letting go of that allows a deeper wisdom, a deeper grace, a deeper authenticity, a deeper integrity to arise within us, all from falling inwards. Say yes to falling inwards. It could be, and indeed not could be, but it is the most remarkable journey of life. Yes, there are shiny things in the world. Yes, there's money to be had. Yes, there's a lot of suffering. There's glory, there's success. All of these things, which are all okay, within kind of, some of them more okay than others. But honestly, for this one, for me, there is nothing that comes anywhere near the harmony of inner falling and giving oneself to that inner union, to the inner universe. Nothing, because it's like coming home. It's like coming home, even in this strange land where most people don't know what home is. There's such a forgetting of the nature of home. We think that home is where we live, or home is the country that we belong to or live in. That's not home. They're sort of shadows of home. The home that I'm talking about here is the home of our essential nature as love, that we never left, we were never separate from, and never will be. The deepest realization of home we could possibly ever know. Becoming one with God, in fact. So, I've spoken for long enough. Fall inwards, my friend, fall inwards. Be well.